Welcome everyone to another video. Yeah, sure, fine. So what do you guys think of these rearview mirrors? I just bought them because I thought they looked cool. It's kind of interesting. They looked a lot bigger on the eBay site. Comparing my previous mirrors to these are obviously less practical. But they look cool. Come on. We'll see. I may go back to the old ones. So anyway, I'm here with Loose Strap on the CBR, and we are going to test out some Ducatis. Anyway, for those of you that live in the Milwaukee area, we are going to Moto Union. One of the very few non-Harley motorcycle dealers in this area. We don't really have a lot. I mean, if you're watching this video and you're not from the area, you're not from Wisconsin, you're not from Milwaukee, there is a huge Harley-Davidson culture. Obviously, it has a lot to do with the fact that Harley-Davidsons are made here and built here. That's a huge reason. So all we're surrounded by here is Harley dealers and Harley dealers. So Moto Union has a test ride event. Ducati just unveiled their Super Sport, so I think that's going to be on the docket to test ride. They're going to have the Monster, the Pangali, or whatever. Maybe they'll have a Scrambler. Ooh! The Cafe Racer thing seems to be all the craze now. Everybody's buying old bikes and fixing them up. It's kind of cool. Gives a new modern look to a classic bike. The classic bikes everywhere. Kind of neat. It's expensive though, so you gotta have money to burn, that's for sure. There we are. Alright, here it is, the Ducati Scrambler. Woohoo! She's got a little kick for being a smaller bike. Honestly, I didn't research this bike that much, so I can't give you any specs on it. But what I do know is that it is very light and it has a very good throttle response. And very good brakes. Much better than my bike, that's for sure. The one thing I noticed about sitting on a lot of Ducati bikes is that they're super comfortable. And I can put my feet down, so it's good for a person that's 5'8". So we're in a ride that's surrounded by Pangalis, by Super Sports, by the Diavol X, the Monster, the Multistrada. I think I got them all. I know it's probably nothing to you guys that ride newer bikes, but with these turn signals, you have this little push button here. You have this little push button here to cancel your signal. I don't have that. I have to manually flick it over, which isn't terrible. It's just something I got to get used to. So obviously, as you can see, these roads are very bumpy, and it's actually very comfortable. Like each bump, I don't feel it as much. Otherwise, I think the low handlebars are actually very similar to my bike, so it feels very comfortable for me. A digital RPM gauge, that's interesting. God, this damn road. But even on these bumpy roads, handles pretty good. I'm not getting my jimmies rustled. So far, what are my thoughts on it? I've been out for about 7 minutes, feels like 7 minutes. It's very comfortable. The seating position is very comfortable. You lean forward slightly. You're not seated back, and you're not, cruising. It's not a cruising seating position. You're not in sport bike riding position, but you're kind of in between. The seat, Ducatis make some pretty nice seats. So the seat's very comfortable. It's firm, but you sink in and it catches you. Very comfortable. But very, very good throttle response compared to mine. Very easy to apply clutch. It's got good pull. Going over bumps, real comfortable. You don't feel it as much. Downshifting's good. Rear brake is really good, actually. I don't even need to use the front brake almost. I think, in my opinion, if you're a guy like me, I'm like 5'7", 5'8" about, this would be a perfect size for you. It's not too wide. Pretty narrow, actually. Your feet touch the ground when you're at a stoplight. It shifts real smooth, too. It has a very light front end, actually, I've noticed. So, if you were a wheelie expert, you probably could do wheelies very easily on this if you really punch the throttle or pull it. If this guy wasn't here, this is going to be my chance to really pull it to catch up. Ah, well. Gotta be safe. This ain't my bike. She pulls nice. She pulls real nice. Ooh, I've never been down this road before. Oh, yeah. I think something like a Scrambler would be a good starter bike. If you're kind of intimidated by big bikes, I think this would be a good one to start out with. It's small, it's easy to handle, it's not too powerful. It's got kick, so if you do get comfortable with it and you can take it, you can pull it. But I think it's also friendly in terms of if you're just starting. It's easy to manage. And it's not too loud, so it's not going to drown out your eardrums. So it ain't a Harley, basically. This is a nice little path. I didn't know this existed. It seems like the Scrambler is very comfortable in the 4,000 RPM range. It chugs along nicely in that range. So I guess for a very basic bike, a very basic Ducati, you know, you can't go wrong with this. I think this bike starts out at 10 or 11 grand, so it's not terribly expensive. You can't go wrong with this. It feels right. It feels good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this first ride of the Ducati Scrambler. This is the flat track. It's not bad. Like I said before, I think it would be a good starter bike, a good small size bike. You know, if you're about 5'8" on the shorter side. Not too powerful, but also no slouch either. And thanks for watching my video. Click on that like button if you like it. If you don't like it, you can click on that dislike button. And I'll see you for part 2, where we wonder, what are we gonna ride next?